Hello, Booktube. This is Randy Ray, the Literate Texan, and I have a video today that's sort of a response video to my early video about the 15 go-to booktubers that I always watch. It's also a response video to Steve Donahue's video, 15 more booktubers that are worth watching all the time. When I made the last video, I'm pretty sure that I pointed out that I could easily list 15 more booktubers that I watch almost every day. And then I thought, well, why don't I? So I've got some notes here because I don't remember things off the top of my head very well. And these aren't ranked in any particular order. Like these 15 that I'm listing today, I watch them just as religiously as I watch the 15 booktubers that I put in my last video, and being number 1 on the list or being number 15 on the list or being number 7 on the list doesn't mean anything except that's just the order in which I wrote these down. So this is even 15 more go-to booktubers that I always watch. The first on my list is Greg at Supposedly Fun, and I've really enjoyed his videos lately. He talks a lot about books that have been either awarded the Pulitzer Prize or nominated for the Pulitzer Prize, and he's discussed other literary awards too. You know, he's really insightful. He's very eloquent, very well-spoken. I enjoy his channel quite a bit. And so yeah, Greg at Supposedly Fun. If you're not already watching him, you know, check him out. You might like him. Number 2 on my list is Michael at Fit to Be Read. And that's like spelled fit, the number 2, the letter B, and then read. And Michael concerns himself largely with science fiction, which I think is great because I love science fiction too. And he made the most epic video about the top science fiction novels. I think he listed 210 science fiction novels, but it was the most epic YouTube video I've ever seen about books. It's absolutely amazing. Even if you don't subscribe to his channel, although you should subscribe to his channel, but even if you don't, you deserve to check out what he did with that video because he's got all kinds of guests talking about these science fiction novels. I can't imagine how many hours of work he put into just that one video. And, you know, I don't always want to just listen to or watch booktubers that I agree with all the time, but I haven't disagreed with any of his assessments of books yet. So if you get a chance to check out Michael at Fit to Be Read, you certainly should. Number 3 on this list is Jared Henderson. Now, Jared concerns himself with a lot of philosophy stuff. And a lot of that, especially the ancient stuff, is not my cup of tea necessarily. But occasionally he'll also talk about some science fiction novels. And his insights into the science fiction novels are always interesting. He's also got videos about how to journal and how to keep a commonplace book. I think those blew up in popularity very early for him. But, you know, the guy was born to do booktube. You know, he's got this mellifluous voice. He's a good-looking guy. Who wouldn't want to watch his channel? He's certainly not a raspy-voiced old Texan like me who doesn't have a lot interesting to say, you know. But anyway, if you haven't checked out Jared Henderson's channel, you should. He's a thoughtful reader, and he says a lot of cool stuff. Excuse me, I had to drink a little blackberry lemonade there. Number 4 on my list is Olive at A Book Olive. When I first looked at her channel, I thought, oh no, this is another one of those highly produced booktube channels where they don't have very much to say. But then I actually watched her video and listened to her. Not only is she opinionated, but she's really smart. But her production value is really high. It's really well worth watching. I try not to miss any of her videos. I don't comment as often as I should there, but I should. I believe I saw something in my feed the other day that she's going to take a little bit of a hiatus from making videos. You know, that's okay. She's got plenty of videos in her backlog on her channel that I can watch till she gets back. I haven't watched all of them. Number 5 is Andrew Buckle. I believe he's definitely from the other side of the pond for me. I don't know, you know, what that means, you know, whether he's English or Scottish or whatever. But I love his enthusiasm. He discusses comic books and graphic novels a lot, but it's always something that I'm interested in, and he always says interesting stuff about it. He's always really excited about it too. His enthusiasm is contagious, so I love tuning into his videos as well. Andrew Buckle. And then number 6 does not, in my opinion, probably does not spend a lot of time in our little corner of BookTube, but he's one of the first booktubers that I found and started watching on a regular basis, and that's Clifford Lee Sargent at Better Than Food. And you know what? I really like him because he just does book reviews. Very rarely does he do any type of listicle stuff like I'm doing right now, even though he knows that listicle stuff draws views and subscribers, but that's just not the kind of content that he wants to produce on a regular basis. So I have mad respect for that. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Clifford Lee Sargent at Better Than Food. It's a really great channel. High production values. We had a talk not too long ago where he mentioned to me that most of his stuff is scripted, and he's really impressed that I'm able to make a video that where I just sit and talk for 20 minutes off the top of my head. But the ability to work from a script the way he does and to edit his videos and have that kind of high production value, that's a skill like any other. And it's a skill I'd like to have. So it's interesting that he envies a subset of my skills and vice versa. But if you check him out, his book recommendations are generally pretty good too. Matthew at Mayberry Book Club is one of my favorite channels. I came to him through Steve Donahue. He's a very thoughtful reader. He's a very serious reader. I love the glimpses into his tiny home in the background with his cats. I think he's very eloquent and also very real and down to earth. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite channels. So Matthew at Mayberry Book Club. Melinda at A Web of Stories is absolutely terrific. She contacted me not too long ago to see if I wanted to help her distribute books that have been banned. And she shipped me a stack of about a dozen books to distribute that have been banned. And I'm going to distribute these locally here in Denton, Texas. So, and I'm not just going to go put them in the little free library either. I'm going to get them into the hands of people who are actually going to read them. Micah Cummings. Micah Cummings is next on my list. He's number 9 on my list. Micah is also a very serious reader. I understand he works a full-time job, but I enjoy listening to him talk about his reading journey. I believe he's only 20 years old. He's about the same age as my daughter. Micah, if you're watching, my daughter Mary thinks you're very good looking too. So if you want to come visit, she said she'd be happy to show you around town. So, but anyway, if you're not watching Micah Cummings, it's an interesting channel and he's worth knowing. Mike's Book Reviews is a channel that I discovered recently. He talks largely about science fiction books. He's got a history, a career history in broadcasting, so he's pretty smooth talking on camera. He's not like me at all. But, he's also very real and down to earth. So I've really enjoyed his channel since discovering it, and he's one of the newer booktubers that I've discovered on this list. A bunch of the other ones I've been watching for months now. Mindys Book Journey is next on my list. She's great. That's number 11. Check her out for sure. She's another one that I've discovered just recently, but and I think she's pretty new to BookTube, if I'm thinking correctly. Sometimes my mind kind of wanders, but she's into horror, fantasy, and science fiction, according to her YouTube channel here. No, this isn't who I was thinking of at all. No, she's got 400 videos and 945 subscribers. But yeah, no, Mindy's terrific. Honestly, when I made this list, I knew exactly who she was. Then when I read the number and the name, I drew a blank. If you've been watching the channel for a while, I'm taking some meds that are causing a little bit of cognitive difficulties sometimes. It's not a matter of me not caring. It's just a matter of me occasionally getting a little confused. My daughters take it in stride and think it's funny, and I just try to lean into it. But nobody's feelings should be hurt if I forget them. But yeah, Mindy's channel's awesome. Yeah, definitely check that out. And then number 12 is Rachel at Moonlight Library, who is absolutely lovely. She was kind enough to do a chat with me on Zoom that I uploaded on my channel. and we talked about her reading a little bit there, but her videos are really cool. And like a lot of the people that I like to watch on BookTube, she's very down to earth and very real. Sincerity is something that I prize quite a bit. Authenticity is something I prize quite a bit. And I think you'll find that all the people on this list are very authentic, or at least they feel that way to me. Number 13 is Sean Standfast. Sean hasn't been making a lot of videos lately, but he's got a lot of the same health problems that I have, being a man of size like I am. You know, we have some similar health problems. Thank goodness I have not been blessed with long COVID in the way that he has. I can't even imagine what that must be like on top of everything else. But he's in the middle of a big move. Moves are incredibly stressful, even if you're in good health. So I look forward to when he gets moved, settled into his new place, and starts making videos again, because he's a really cool guy. Sean Standfast, if you haven't checked him out yet, you should. Number 14, The Book Eclectic. Besides myself, and maybe Revenant Reads and Steve Donahue, The Book Eclectic makes my favorite book trick videos. So she's terrific. You should definitely check out The Book Eclectic. I like to think that I have an eclectic taste in books too. So I feel like I've connected with her in terms of her screen name and everything. And then finally, number 15, Crystal at CyberArtsy. Oh my God, Crystal is so funny. She participated in, if she's who I think I remember, and I'm 99% sure she is, but in her review of Lonesome Dove, she kind of rolled her eyes at how the Cowboys got so excited about getting to go to the whorehouse. And she said something in her video like, okay, guys, calm down a little bit. And I laughed so hard. But anyway, yeah, I've been a devoted follower of her channel ever since. But that was probably my favorite moment in my viewing, or the one I remember the most in my viewing of Crystal's videos so far. But yeah, she's absolutely wonderful. And that's 15 more booktubers that you can check out. You're probably familiar with some of them, if not all of them. But if there's somebody on there that you don't know about, great, go check them out. I also want to point out these 30 booktubers in this video and my previous video are not the only booktubers that I watch, or even that I watch every day, or even that I watch every time they put up a video. I subscribe to over 237 YouTube channels, which I thought was really great until I watched MJ's video this weekend, and she mentioned that she subscribes to over 900 different YouTube channels. But that's the thing about numbers, right? There's always somebody with a bigger number, and there's always somebody with a smaller number. And you're always going to be in between somewhere. And you know what? I never had a goal to be the guy with the most YouTube subscriptions anyway. I can barely keep up with the 237 I'm subscribing to now, to tell you the truth. But there are 15 more booktubers that are what I consider go-to booktubers when I want to watch something entertaining that's about books. I check that out. Also, if I didn't mention Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading Yet, you should definitely check out her channel too. We can consider that a bonus 16th pick, although I might have mentioned her in my last list. I don't know. I've been pretty hooked on her videos lately though. She's so great. Anyway, I got to stop there, or I'll keep talking and list another 14 booktubers. And, you know, that might be cool, but it might be cool to save them for another video. Thanks, stay hydrated, and I'll be back with more videos soon.